is that it will just tick over to 100 as the Cybernetics core finishes. So very nice little timing there, as you see. It finishes 100 and immediately Cybercore Research and a Stalker. And now he's back down to 0 gas and can easily expand from here. Looks like he's going to expand, then build the Stalker, but the same thing applies, really. And nice little fine-tuning to his build, really pushing the economic side of things. And as soon as that Nexus is planted down, he goes back into the gas.
Yeah, very nice. You know, mechanically, Bischu is incredibly solid. It's just the last game was mistake after mistake, and his timing is great. He is absolutely up to the second on his build at this point. Nothing is going wrong, and he doesn't look rattled, which is good. If he was starting to make mistakes, getting supply blocked, so on and so forth, then I would be saying, oh dear, what happened to him? That last game crushed his spirit. But no, he's back on the horse, which is great.
And Puma is really just going to play a straight-up game, especially after the ease of the first game. There's no reason for him to take risks. There's no reason for him to gamble. So he throws down the second, third barracks, and then the first and second refinery behind this. Super standard play. And we'll just look for a regular engineering bay, +1, factory starport. Very, very standard play will come out from Puma. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Bischu. Does throw down the robotics facility here after just a single gateway.
Scout got in.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. And you know that Stalker at the top left didn't quite find it, and I don't even know if Bischu's seen it. He does see it actually. I'm looking at his vision. He does see the SUV there, but does the SUV see the robotics facility?
It does not yet. Not yet.
But it can easily go in. Will the Stalker arrive back in time to pick it off?
You really should. That one needs to go up there. He's going to hide it way in the corner, and he's not going to fall for this again. And thankfully, he's not going to. He's going to be able to pick that off. The SCV, actually, no, the SCV's not going to see that. So that's really good for Bischu. And Puma really could have gone in and actually spotted that.
Yeah, there's no reason for him not to, really, but it's not that big of a game changer. Meanwhile, we do have the extra added on gateways, and with this fast robotics facility, I wonder if he's going to just go. I mean, going to Immortals right now seems so stupid. So I think he may, unless it's just for the scout, may build a warp prison from here and try harassment against this style. But I don't think that's an option either. So we'll see what he does, because he's obviously invested in the robotics facility. It's not for the scout, because he knows what's going on behind this, really, unless he does want to know exactly what's going on. So he knows obviously about the 1 barrack expansion, but he doesn't know, is there 4 barracks? Is there 2 barracks tech? You know, is there double engineering bay? So that could be the reason for it here, just being safe and wanting to get that information so he can play more adaptable to what Puma's doing. Yeah,
he's not building one yet. I mean, he may very well be saving the gas for something else before the Observer, not getting it immediately, knowing, he's got good knowledge at the moment. Why does he need to confirm that? Not that much has changed, but he's still not going for it, so it may very well be for Warp Prism, of course, for fast Colossus, but double upgrades are coming in as well, so that's going to stress about, especially just on 3 gas. Going Colossus and double ups really isn't so much of an option.
And what we're seeing here from Puma is just, he's only invested in just a single tech lab for Stim. He hasn't got a reactor, he hasn't got another tech lab, but that means that his engineering bay, his +1, is a little bit faster. His starport and medivacs will come out a little bit faster here. So instead of the regular timing that Bischu would have been used to, because pretty much every Terran in Europe goes for the reactor and tech lab and stuff before the engineering bay, before the starport. So these 2 medivacs will come out with Stim at a pretty fast time here. And let's have a look. Bischu is in the middle of upgrading 1-1. He's only about 40% of each, and upon seeing this, throws down the extra gateways and a Twilight Council. Sometimes you even see players stay on the 3 gateways for a little bit longer, get the Twilight Council first, upgrade into 2-2, then add on the additional gateways. But upon seeing the potential aggression that Puma can easily deploy now with these 2 medivacs, he has to throw down additional gateways because he has to defend against it.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, he did get the Observer out quite early on. In fact, so early that we didn't notice it leave, but he's got full information now. He knows what's going on. The Marines and Marauders now picked up, and Puma going to start his drop harassment. See if there's anywhere really vulnerable. Bischu does have a few Stalkers lying around here and there, and he can easily respond. There is a risk, of course, of a drop happening around here. This would shut down quite a bit if that pylon were taken out, but most likely the drop is going to be at the bottom. There are 3 Stalkers prepared for this. Having seen what's going on, he knows there's a real possibility of a drop coming right about now. But generally speaking, Puma will go in from 2 sides. He's not just going to go with this 1 drop, but at the moment, he's just patrolling around, keeping an eye out with those Marines at the top.
And Bischu is postured ready to snipe this medivac, but Puma has the reaction time where he's not going to walk this in at all. So we'll follow that. In the meantime, he's going to poke from the front. These Marines are about to hit combat shield. They're about to hit +1. There's 2 medivacs and Marines at the front. There's 1 medivac full of units at the back end. Will Bischu be brave enough to leave units in the back to defend, or will he pull everything to the front? He has an observer following it. He should say, that's actually not a lot of units there.
No, it's not.
Where's the rest? So he should, in his head, know to keep the Stalkers there. But will he crumble to pressure and bring them to the front to defend, which is what Puma's looking to nail down?
That's the question, isn't it? There goes the stim. There's plenty of force fields available. Great trapping, but quickly picked up there by Puma. And good play from both of these fellas. In the meantime, the interception comes in. The damage is done. Bischu keeps his cool.
Oh, but it looks like we are going to have Puma in a really nice position behind the mineral line on the natural here, and Bischu doesn't expect that, and he can easily get up and leave again because there's only a single Stalker here. He'll do damage and just leave, and Puma, really nice harassment so far, but it was good that Bischu didn't crumble to the pressure of that the medivac at the main.
Yeah, it's
so
good
that's
they didn't
very
freak
good
out.
play, and he's also now working on 2-2 halfway through it. Templar Archives is down, and so far there's no Ghost Academy. There's not even extra barracks been added on. He's still only at 3, and that's something that Puma has to do now. His third base is now pretty much functional, and if he doesn't add on extra production facilities, he will fall down to the amount of quality and quantity of units that we're going to see from Bischu.
Puma's now got another potential drop into the main, but there's still plenty of Stalkers available to intercept this. And, they're fairly well upgraded in comparison. Quick pickup, Puma realizes, yeah, no, it's not really what we need to do just yet. And we'll see if he decides to go for that one. He wants to go for the back of this natural. Will he be able to take it out? One of those medivacs is torn out of the sky, which is nice. Good micro hit by Puma, but there's simply too many units. He's forced back, not too much damage done.
Yeah, really nice play by both players there. Equal, really, in terms of trades. But the 2 observers here by Bischu is fantastic. There's one on the right side, there's one on the left side, covering these different angles for Puna to actually come from. And a big trap in the center here again by Bischu. And he's just all over the place. And this is the game I would have expected from game number 1. Not that sloppy game we did see, but it's looking pretty good for both players. The Ghost Academy has come down, which I was looking for. And additional barracks have been added on just without the Tech Lab and reactors.
Puma's going to trap his own, and he's going to take an Immortal for free as well as a Zealot, and that's a big blow. Immortal's costly, and a Sentry. It's a lot of gas bled off right there. Trying to get away as fast as he can, and loses yet another one. Unwise to engage there, trying to bait his opponent in, but Puma is way too smart for that, and a quick jog out of the base. Yeah,
and he is slowing down Bischu a little bit now, who is at 120 supply versus 130. Bischu does see the third base of Puma. He knows all about it, so he understands that he has to himself get this third base up and running. And it looks like Puma could go in for a snipe here. He goes in, and will he be able to get the Nexus?
That's a good question. He's focusing on the pylons to prevent warp-ins, but there is another pylon there as well. Shields are going down, and it's looking like he might be able to. He's still focusing fire. Nexus will fall. Nicely played there by Puma. A lot of feedbacks, but unfortunately not enough energy to bring them down.
Oh, big hit there by Puma. And now he'll be happy to go back, repair the medivacs, and sit on his third base, which is up and functional. The fourth base now coming down as well. He has added on the Tech Lab, 2 extra Tech Labs. He's at 4 Tech Labs and 2 reactors. Nice little composition, nice mix of the both. And he has added on the double upgrade. So even though Bischu's worked really good on his upgrades, he's at 2-2, working on +3 attack. Puma isn't that far behind, currently at 2-1, and taking a base in the middle. Is this guy playing Zerg, or is he playing Terran? Look at that.
He can play whatever he wants at the moment with all that kind of stuff going on for him. Things are going well, and everything Bischu's trying is being shut down. Puma's got excellent awareness. He's got to do damage somehow. He must get in there and start things off. The Warp Prism is the possibility to actually make that happen. Chargelets moving in, and of course this little back and forth engagement here. The Ghost count is only at 2. A Storm goes down, not doing a huge amount of damage, but wearing out the health of the medivacs. Here goes the charge, looking to do some damage and deny this base. And he should be able to do it. Those Storms are very nice, but unfortunately losing a couple of Zealots to his own Storm there as well. Forcing his opponent all the way back. Has he got the cancel? And there is, of course, this as well. This big bit of harassment that came in from the side. Warped in. If he gets that cancel and kills this as well, that'll be fantastic.
Yeah, really, really good play here by Bischu, countering him very well. But there was a drop on the back base here from Puma. Let's have a look how many workers he did. He did kill a few workers there, not as many as expected. He did pull some back, as you can see, but did lose a few, and then back over to Puma's third base. Another engagement goes to finally in. Land not the best EMPs here.
Not really, they weren't ideal, but I have a feeling he may have enough units to pull this off. It depends. Medevac energy is still good. However, the Stalkers are bringing them out of the sky. Smart thing to do, but the meat shield is gone. Do not engage against that. That's suicidal. Oh no, and a miss micro there. His entire force annihilated.
And it was because there's a drop on the natural, 2 Marauders and a couple of Marines, cleared up by just idle Zealots there, but that drew the attention back and misslip on that control over there. The Warp Prism still remains, so we can still warp in units, but this is a planetary fortress in the bottom right now, so even though Bischu did a lot of damage, it's actually not too bad for Bischu. Just needs to establish himself, continue with upgrades. He is teching over to Colossus now. It's currently 60 probes, and the income is in favor of Terran just a little bit due to mules, but the Warp Prism does go down there.
Nice little bit of shooting there from Puma, and of course his stutter-step micro being exceptional, very fast, and always on the ball. Good interception. Currently, we can look at units lost. Bischu has lost a lot more, and, well, actually not that much more. All things considered, there's only about 700 minerals in it, but he's lost a lot more in the sense that he hasn't been mining anywhere near as much, and his economy's taken a lot of pounding, whereas Puma's not so much. Bischu has returned fire and has been able to bring down one base and severely damage another.
Colossus doesn't have thermal lance. No, Bischu loses the Colossus. The EMPs are good here.
Very
on
good.
A clumped up Bischu army.
This is everything's going right for Puma. Everything's going so very wrong for Bischu at the moment, and charging up against that with no shield, that's a difficult task, especially with so many of those medevacs. Thankfully, though, he's able to bring in reinforcements to start to smash his opponent against the wall. He's got a couple of Archons and an Immortal. He pushes him back once again.
And he does manage to, and there's not that many units out here for Puma, really. He doesn't have that many barracks, he only has 6, so he's only producing 4 Marauders, 4 Marines at a time. A little bit low considering the time and also the bases he has. And the Colossus does come out again with Thermal Lance this time, but Puma knows he's going to take losses, but at the same time...
Oh, he stims forward, the Archon down, the Immortal down, and the Colossus could die here as well. Thankfully, the Colossus now in a decent position. More chargeless at the front to absorb that damage. Of course, they are fully upgraded, but the upgrade advantage is melting. Puma snipes that, and this is beautiful play here by Puma.
Yeah, a really good play, just kiting all day long here, and the Marauders not even bothering a kite. They're like, no man, you don't need to do that at this stage of the game, and now he stims forward. 5 Zealots do remain. Bischu's economy is not even that good. Another Colossus comes out, but the Zealots will prevent that from being sniped here once again.
Yeah, he's holding on as best he can, but he's taking so much damage in the process. The supply count tells a very ugly story here for Bischu, who unfortunately is about to be hit by fresh reinforcements. And there are so many medevacs as well. These units simply are not dying. The Colossus is doing damage, but it is taking punishment as well. And Puma is incredibly fast, but Bischu looks like he may finally be able to throw this back.
And Puma behind this, throwing down 5 more barracks, so his account is just going to double. His production will double from here on out. The Colossus again gets sniped down.
So fast. Puma is back and forth, incredibly aggressive all the time. A conga line of units across the map. The pain train from Puma is going to be laying down on Bischu momentarily, and there's nothing he can do. There is the GG.